I don't know if my internet's working. I don't know. Control. That's what the topic is today, control. So that's good. It's working a little bit. Now, I had to clean off everything off my computer. But I'm still thinking, do I seem like I'm coming slow or lagging? Is everything okay coming through, guys? Because I pushed go live. See, it keeps jerking. Thank you. I've got everything plugged in. I cleaned off the computer. I rebooted it, so it took so long. And for some reason, I'm not sure if it's working yet. Okay. This is a great example of control. Control issues. We all have them. You go from one extreme to the other. Okay. I wasn't sure what we're going to talk about, but Spirit said, "Oh, you are talking today." And I'm like, and when am I not? When am I not talking? So it's important to understand is that they wanted me to talk about a specific thing. And the examples in life, in when you're doing spiritual investigation or soul speaks, it is to live the life and see it through your soul and through your higher self. So in this case, yeah, normal day, every human thing is that the computer doesn't want to work right. The internet's slow, or you can find anything and all things to point your finger at and say, it's to blame. And yeah, sometimes it is, and sometimes it has to be. But what's the real story? And one day I was just so tired of living the life I had where everything was great, except for I felt like I had no control over what I got to say, what I got to do, what I got. And I know that our encoding, so we come in with our soul contract, but they come in with codes and fractals, and not to get you too confused, but it's rules, a set of contracts, a set of rules, a set of things that you can see in this land of illusion. And I came in as a female, which is where the yang energy, I'm not talking penises, yang energy is meant to dominate in that particular generation, that particular era. It is how we are waking up our consciousness to say that, hey, don't need that anymore, do we? You have the millennials that are coming in and going, why do you think that way? Because I certainly don't. And they were meant to come in. The millennials are meant to come in to think a different way, change the code, help the encoding, which is the old codes, to be transformed. And what's important to understand is that you'll learn all this later. What's important to understand now is that why do I feel like I'm always controlled or easily influenced, and you have to understand that we, just don't pop into this world. There are energies, and these energies are what help us to see with our physical form. Even if we didn't have eyes, we still have the ability to see the illusion, the energy that's slowed down. We can't see our loved ones because the frequency is higher. As we begin to pull out of that one particular generation of consciousness, it moves from frequencies, okay? Our frequency is lower here in the physical, which shows up as disease. When you begin to raise that frequency, not your vibe, the frequency, then your body becomes healthier, okay? You can carry a high vibe, but that's only talking about a story. Let's say you came in with so you come with 4, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. I miss one. Physical, emotional, mental, spiritual. I don't know. There's 4. But if you come in with the spiritual and the emotional, then you may be an emotional wreck that can't physically take care of yourself financially or support yourself in different ways. And when you begin to look at all this, I appreciate all you guys' support. You're awesome. When you, my hair today, shut up. Okay. Coming in. See, they deliberately wanted to drop that connection for whatever reason. Well, how do you function? And you think you have issues. It's a way of control. You have to accept it. I mean, there's a part of you that made a choice. That's the only reason you accept it. It's not, oh, I'm being controlled, so therefore I have to accept it. No. I'm not saying surrender to it. And, oh, hey, as long as I accept it, then it, I will learn how to control it. No. You're a very deep soul. Okay? But as you begin to move out of the encodings, then you begin to have to resolve, which is a form of healing. You begin to wake up to different levels of consciousness, and then when that happens, you have to go through the physical and mental, emotional, and spiritual. If you decide you don't want to be an athlete and you chose to come in as an emotional wounded child or something, you may be, may taken up that spiritual path, which means you don't physically take force, but you take spiritual force. And again, it's not force. You have to go within and find the power. Okay, power versus force. When you go in, you find you're tuning in to that spiritual self through the higher self, through the gut, which is intuition, through your heart. And when you begin to transform all of that ego thinking, beliefs, and all of that, which is helps holding and encoding, you then start to find your authentic self. So your vibration is where I'm going, is that you can have a high vibration spiritually, but you can't ground yourself physically. So then you become a poor manifester. Or you can manifest certain things, but you can't support yourself financially. I mean, you have to remember it's the yin and yang. It is the balance. You can go over and live in one extreme, and that's hell. You can go over into the other extreme, is that hell? And somebody goes, well, why? I don't get it. When you go into the extremes, they tell you to move from the shadow to the light. Well, like for instance, your 8th chakra holds all of the way that you transform, and it holds the archetypes. The archetype cards, for instance, this companion card, okay? This companion card says the light attributes are loyalty, tenacity, and unselfishness. The shadow aspect is betrayal by misusing confidence, loss of personal identity. So you're thinking, okay, but you want the light side. Let me tell you what happens when you go to the light side of this card. You give misplaced loyalty. That's a huge one. My new husband, Alan, had taught me about misplaced loyalty. And you'll do everything for that person, and yet, do you? Do they have that same loyalty back? Do they? And you begin to think about it. All right, so somebody on the other side doesn't like this the knots. It's driving somebody here nuts, and you can't focus on what you need to hear. So that's got to be better, right? I know it's still off, but you guys can handle it, right? Yeah, good. They're saying it's okay. Misplaced loyalty. Okay, let's go to the other extreme. Remember, you gotta be able to own the yin and yang integration within you. Tenacity, or no wait, yeah, I need that. Let's try that again. Yeah, that is right, tenacity. I have to look that word up. I'm afraid to admit I need to find out different words. But let's look at unselfishness. You are so unselfish that you don't do self-care. And a lot of people will do that. They don't take care of themselves because the generation before us, because it goes through the different chakras of consciousness, it was, hey, you're not supposed to take care of yourself. You're supposed to put others first because that's what God wants. Having Christ consciousness is not about cutting yourself out of the picture and making sure everybody else is taken care of. Being a servant, okay, is different. There's no higher honor than to serve. And the whole point is that it's about that integration from both sides. But if you're going to be a servant and then take abuse, you're missing the point. You know, and you learn how to do all these things. And we're like, oh my God. And it's all about the ego saying we have to blame. But it's learning the kaleidoscopes of perspectives. So when I began to realize that I was too loyal, and you have to hook yourself up to the energies that mirror you. And I wasn't even loyal to myself. You know, my first husband wasn't loyal to me at all. And my second one was loyal, but not loyal to me and giving me love. Yeah, I was married 3 times. You heard it. But the third one I wasn't even looking for, but he is loyal to me in every way. And I'm loyal to him in every way. And it's this energy that goes back and forth and feeds and loves, and it's taking and giving. And if you don't understand how to fix that, then you're just going to get stuck in the extremes and have a hard lesson to learn. I have people that take from me, but I also give. But I was also taught that you had to serve others, and that means you give, and you don't. Oh, the nice thing to do is you don't take. Oh, that was so nice. You thank you. You can't take the compliment. You can't take a gift because in a way it's considered wrong. You know, so then I had to break down and realize that it's the right and wrong that I had to heal, because then spirit kept making people show up to me that, hey, the rules change for each person you become loyal to. And I'm like, oh, hey, wait, what? And it was hard because people would change the rules right as you're being, you know, you're honoring them, respecting them, and then they change the rules. And I realized these people like to control their environment. So it isn't really based on right and wrong as much as it's based on, it's like they don't want to feel a certain emotion, or that they're told that they have to control the world, because that's what most men are told, that they have to control everything. And so it goes into this dance of energies in the meridians and archetypes. So, oops, that's not my glasses. There. You know, and it's the shadow aspect of companion is the betrayal by using confidence. You give confidence to somebody and you hope that they have this loyalty to you so they don't tell others. And when you see that they don't really have that same respect for you, and what did I read? I read the meme this morning. How did that go? I forgot how that meme went. Expecting them to, something about being fair. Oh, paid for my mom. Let me see. Why didn't it pop up? See, things get controlled by influences and everything else. I have a feeling I know what this reading's going to be. All right, come on. Why? I'll find another way to get the proof that you paid. Hello. This doesn't pop open, then I will see what happens here. But it's all about these dances of the archetypes. It's about control. So you need to understand that when you're working through one, when you're working through one, you have this, there's 4 archetypes that all of us have, and that's one is a saboteur. You're going to have people sabotage you, you're going to be sabotaging yourself, and you're going to have to figure out and learn how to find the balance. Oh, it's not coming through, dear. Oh, wait, no. You did send it to, show me this. Okay, can you get a picture of how you paid so we can see? Because last week we had somebody forget the dot. It's a bpower.mw. And then we had somebody else before that put a V power instead of B power. And it went somewhere else. You know, they had to cancel it and all that good stuff. Because it's not coming through, and this is working. So make it, or see if you can get a copy of it, so then we can figure out why it hasn't come through yet. But this is a good example of control. You want to come through and you can't, and then there's something interfering. Oh, did it go again? No. All right. So wait for the delay to pick up. So, all right, I'm going to see if I can open up my email. Ooh, it's delaying. Oh my God. But we'll see. Hopefully I don't lose you. And it's going to screw up. Good job. Well, is it Mendy? You know, like I said, take a picture of it. So we have 4 basic ones we all have: saboteur, the victim, the child of your choice, from the divine to the external to the wounded to the magic of the natural. You have the prostitute. People think that, oh, I want to get sex. It's not about that. You're willing to, in this case, the light attribute of a prostitute is accentuates the challenge of surviving without negotiating the power of your spirit. You know, it's like you're talking to somebody and all of a sudden, no matter what, you lose the fight. Or you want to get something, so then you're willing to have to sacrifice yourself, you know. And that's a martyr card too. And the shadow aspect of the prostitute is places material considerations and security above self-empowerment. Willing to sell yourself. So that's really important. All right, I went and I looked in my spam box as well. I do not see the paid. I don't see the paid. I think something got screwed up. So make sure it was bpower.mw@dr.com. And hopefully we'll get through. Because I've opened up the other one and it's still not working. Because I'll, you know, happily do the reading. And it just, something just came through. Hold on. Yay! Hold on. I'm gonna see it. Yeah, there it is. Wonderful. Sometimes we have to put the effort through. It's so important to do that extra step to participate in the way things are functioning. So, is your mom here? Is Trina here? Because if she is, and if not, if she's listening and through your account, let me know. Because it's so important to have a communication. Okay. So am I controlled by these spirits? No. I can tell when I'm not connected to my authentic self or letting the frequency come in like it should, because God knows it shows a big difference in my life, if that makes sense. My physical being's like going, oh my gosh. Yeah, there you are, sweetheart. Trina, is there anything specific that you want from this wonderful gift from your daughter? So, like, anything you want to ask? Why is my life shit? What's, why can't I get onto my life's purpose? I'm really good at finding what stops us and why it stops you, and sometimes what is the dance that makes it happen. What's funny, guys, is there's a top fan button. How do you like that? I don't have any clue how that happens. And they say they got a share button, but I know you guys share, because afterwards I give you all a card. And when you hit the love button or the like button, I give you a card. So just remember that that's what we do. So when, let's say you get 2 cards, one will build on the other. And it can actually give you confirmation. I have many people that will write me back and go, oh my God, that's exactly what I'm going through right now. Or, oh, that card matches that card. Oh, so if so you can get readings more ways than one as well. So Diana's top fan. I love that. And I'm waiting to see what Trina has. So we're going to set the clock for 11. And look at, there goes Alexis. Thank you, getting a card. And I love when Spirit comes through and goes, okay, this is what we're going to do. I love it. Life purpose. Okay. Now, I'm hoping that noise out there don't bother you. I don't know who's mowing the lawn. The first thing I hear is the fear to show yourself. Sometimes this becomes very unclear of what your purpose is if you have a running program. In this case, you have a 5-year-old program that you had the fear to show yourself because you're going into public. Those programs can affect you because they leave a mark. And the reason I say that is because your 5-year-old self is here and your 1-year-old self is here. And I can see the different ages of you. And they've said that this is a running story, that you need to hide yourself. And that is because you don't want to be one of those people, which is a self-centered person. So I have a feeling there's a part of you that had saw people that are very self-centered, didn't like that, okay, and said, I don't want to be that, because that they're like, oh, so there's certain qualities of somebody that's very self-centered you didn't want it to be. But at the same time, you didn't want what? You didn't want to take action on what? What are you talking about? Because who's hysterical? Her? That person that was self-centered. It's spectacle of themselves. Interesting. So there was a lot of shame around a person like that. Do you know what I mean? So if somebody was being very self-centered, were they vain in their looks? No, they were just hogging the attention. So my sister's here. She's like, yeah, like I did. So when they hog the attention, then there's nothing really left for you. Yeah. So when it came to your life, so now when it comes to your life purpose, you are afraid that these people are going to start acting mean to you because they said when you were little, you were being very expressive, and these self-centered people basically told you you could not be that, which means you can't have your soul purpose because you can't be that. I said so. Does that make sense? A little bit of feedback would be great. When you're around these type of people, that signature, your vibration drops. And they say it's a particular habit that it's hard to hold your frequency and who you are, because wow, I just went and got an awkward feeling deep down inside. Somehow that awkward feeling affects the meridians, which causes my brain to literally not able to form certain words, if that makes any sense. Okay. I'm hoping I didn't lose you, because sometimes the connection happens like that. But as long as you know where it is. You're not allowed to be your happy-go-lucky self. You decided that at 4 years old because you were, again, had a self-centered person that slammed you, like, why are you being happy? They didn't do it that way. How did they do it? Very snarky. Closed off. They were closed off? No, they tried to close you off. Because again, they wanted the limelight, if that makes any sense. Let's go back to this awkwardness. It's definitely an active memory. It's when you try to pursue your heart's desire. So does it stop the self-efficacy? Yeah, so it stops the ability to do that, to be creative. Because literally they keep telling me that you've been slammed, and they control that particular part of you by telling you to wait. So there's something you want to do, and if you have a partner of any form and they can't join you, then they're going to make you feel like shit or guilty or shame, or okay. So Trina says, I don't care for self-centered people. I come from very close and caring family. As a child, I had a terrible self-centered stepchild. Okay, there you go. Now here, remember when I was telling in the beginning, if you were listening, you to the two extremes. So let's say self-centered is the card. Okay, so there's one person that's completely self-centered, really makes it, being centered, a bitch. It's like, oh, you can't do that because that looks awful. So you go from far away from being self-centered, and then it stops you from ever achieving certain things, because it's the right thing to do not to be centered. I want you to hear what I just said. The key word is to be centered. Self-centered and ego is your stepfather, and what you need to go to is your higher self, okay? Connecting with that heart and that higher self, and allowing yourself to be centered without having to be controlled by either side that says, oh, I can't do this at all, versus this is the way you have to be self-centered. You understand? And it's coming back into changing those boundaries, changing those self-limitations, because that active memory is a lens to say, you can't achieve this, because if you achieve that, then you're going to end up acting mean, you're going to act like a dick, you're going to act like this, and that's not true. It's just that we have to take the emotion that you have that says, I am not going to be that. Because now you're saying to your life's purpose, I'm not going to be that. Because that energy is keeping that memory of the little child alive, and says, because if we start to go into that area, then we're going to become that, and we can't have that. So the adult you is in charge, not the little self. And the little self said that it hated to be demoralized. It hated it. But you don't have to use that attribute when you're centered. Because you're not going to be an ego. Okay? If you're an ego, then you're judging and you're blaming and you're the victim, and then you'll try to control it, and instead of using that power, the empowered part of you, that self-centered power of you, and that higher self, your authentic self, to go into the direction you need. They said that the main thing, that emotion that you don't ever want to feel, is that so important that you lose yourself, which is what the stepfather did. You need to have a sense of importance so that you can give and receive. Because if you're just giving and not receiving, and you don't feel like you're important enough, worthy enough, any of that, can you see where I'm going? It's not that, hey, what about me? You will get to that stage if you don't allow yourself to have that incoming energy to support thyself. You'll be, let's say if you're on an airplane, the oxygen mask won't come down for you only because it's like, do you understand? You won't give yourself oxygen first to take care of others. You won't allow yourself to find that important to be able to give yourself nutrition. It was always so good to be a martyr back in the day. It was always so good to be able to give to others and you lacked. But we're coming into the balance of our higher self and going inward to find our self connection to God, to find that connection through the heart is about those balances. So it's very important. And so it's funny that I started talking about control. And the thing is that we have got to take, and let me explain a big, huge thing. When you begin to resolve the emotions, these are the chemical peptides that make us feel what we're thinking. But it also is a program in the physical body that controls the world that we see. So these emotions we'll stay addicted to those emotions for whatever reason we choose. It will own us. And we won't be in that space to ever have balance and love, because it's our ego that we're allowing to control us and own us. When you discharge those specific emotions, and a lot of people that have worked with me will say, oh my God, I was so controlled by my thoughts and my emotions. And then when I used hope therapy, all of a sudden it's the thoughts dissipated and it didn't matter anymore. And those emotions didn't control you anymore. And it changed the way that you thought, changed the way you felt. And it gets you closer to your heart. It gets you closer to your higher self. It gets you closer to that center without having to go to the extremes. It's so important to balance the emotions so that the power within you begins to control here. Because your inner world creates your outer world. And if you have no control in here, then you're going to have everybody controlling you because you have no control out here. When you begin to hold that control, your physical body, then you can start controlling the muscles. Okay, you can control how your life functions. But it's not the extreme of, oh, I have to control this. It is using that inner power to connect with your heart and the higher self so that all of a sudden everything's working together in your favor and the universe will work into your favor. I hope that makes sense. Well, all I can tell you, Trina, is that the best part is to, have a session with me. Because we can break down how control controls you. I mean, like, why did you need control? And it was because you worried and you couldn't come up with an answer. Okay, why? Well, that's because it was part of the soul contract in this case, the idea of being grounded and connected to earth. It goes much deeper. But the thing is that I would go in and find out, let's say you're like, oh my God, this person's controlling me. I would find out what it is and have you hold the point and then have you think and feel the emotion so that it would break down so that you can reset boundaries, so you can reset those energy cords so that these people can show up to you differently. Remember, your inner world, you change that inner world, it changes the people, the places, the things, and everything else around you. Good. You set yourself boundaries. Now make sure it's not self-limitations. Boundaries and self-limitations are two different things. Healthy boundaries are, I'm not going to have to sell myself in order for you to be happy. I don't have to think that I'm the victim in order for me to get ahead or to take that abuse. You're setting the boundaries of people that are going to support you. Like, you came in my world, I would support you because I see you as a soul that's ready to grow. And then other people would be, you know, maybe not. Maybe they would be the opposite. But I wouldn't be able to be in your world if you weren't ready to change those inner programs. Okay. All right. So that there is a very good example of what Spirit wanted to talk about. And you know, she wants to do her life purpose. I mean, it's strong. It has this it's like, I'm just going to ask, is the higher self connected to her heart? Is her heart connected to her higher self? Good. Is the spirit connected to her body 100%? No, because part of it, how much of it? About 30% became disconnected. And so it becomes very hard if you don't have the right fuel to be able to work on where you're headed. So we would need to connect that part of you back up. And that's not hard to do. We just have to also dislodge the emotions that caused your spirit to act that way. And the biggest emotion that caused it was being disproved of. You know, they disprove of you. Thank you very much, Trina. And that was a wonderful gift. Wonderful gift. You know, you're paying for my time and my expertise, and you're paying for the spirits to hey, you know, mama gotta eat. Oh, and people, here's a, oh, I'm saying pay attention, Brenda. Okay, I am. Okay, you got it. I'm paying attention. So, I went to the store and I got the equipment and everything I need so I can make my bobble wands. This is a bobble wand. Okay, it's kind of like this, you know, like a pendulum. There's a bobble on a fixed point. Okay. Now, some people wanted these before I taught the class, and that's fine. You can use them all over the place. And the main thing that people use them for is they're cleaning their house energetically, helping the chakras to develop your consciousness. And there's vortexes, everything. So I'm selling them for $15 a piece. So I make them, and then after I'm done, especially when the person has ordered them, they're cleansed, okay? But they're also then would be embowed, infused with Reiki energy and the intention of the person that is buying it. And if you're buying it is for a gift, then you just have to say it's for a gift, and then I will have the higher self or the spirit connect that energy to that person. So the moment they touch that, you know, gets passed around, that person that it was intentioned for, pick it up and go, and then it becomes this personal relationship. You can use it like a pendulum. So if you're going to say, okay, show me my yes, show me my no. This one takes a little bit more because you can feel how here we go. You can feel how the nerves and the muscles take and do a pulsating. Now, I try to use authentic stone, gemstones, and then glass. Glass is fine because it's, so you got ammonite and aventurine and turquoise on this one. But I have some, you know, so I have like red, blues, and greens and browns. And eventually when I get to a gem store, I'll be able to buy something else. Okay, so let me just double check. We're doing good. Now remember, if you shared, your name gets to go into a box. And when we're done, then, or when I get to a certain point, then I'll have the hope chest that Lenny will, wonderful Lenore, hello Lenore, will draw the name, and the person that she chooses, the first one would be 7 minutes. Okay. Oh, is there another Brenda here? It says, hi, Brenda Star. Oh, look at all the beautiful names. You're welcome, Trina. I just saw the message. It just popped up. Thank you very much. Since I moved on, new things started to happen. Ah, yeah. See, if you heal certain things, a new layer can show up. Because remember, the kaleidoscope. You know what a kaleidoscope is? And even though you have one thing, one fixed object, you get to see all these perspectives. And the kaleidoscope of life is to go through, but not to be attached to any of them. And when we become attached, like Trina, the little self became attached. It doesn't have to be the adult. It's the program. And the program says we're attached to that. And if you're so, and you watch your belief, if you're determined that you believe you're never going to become that, then you got to remember that you are still using the same amount of energy to excrete that. And these bubble ones, like I'll sit there and I won't be feeling good, and because I know I've picked up controlling energies, then I will just like turn it around. See, there it goes. I felt some. So then it'll do its thing. Okay, it opens, it closes, show cleansing. Oh, they're like, wait a minute, I gotta fix this. Oh, see, it'll recenter, put it where it needs to be. Then it'll cleanse. Oh, there we go. See, I don't know if you can see it. It's changing the perspective of it. See, I'm going to deliberately move this. This is basically cleansing in different directions. Let's say turn it back around. Okay, like for instance, if I don't know where it's coming from, something in the environment, I'll just find it. You know, it doesn't even have to be in my own space. It could be somebody's thoughts towards me, or there it is. Somebody has a negative thought, and I'm very vulnerable to the, you know, certain things. So there. Well, you can do it. You may. Some people can. Yeah, and then we're going to be teaching you many things. I've got these classes so that you can learn how to bring the frequencies through and how you know. And the biggest thing is the protection, because protection is where people get so fearful. But you have to detach and heal these emotions so that when the frequencies come through, they don't have to teach you a lesson. You know, you don't have to be too so open that it affects your world. Okay, so let me see if Lenore is ready to play. And we are. Okay. Oh, haha, that's so funny. Okay, so Catherine, oh, she's a friend of mine. So guess what? You we got tagged friend. You're gonna get a card. So when you tag people, yeah, I do that too. Spirit just likes to go in and read and all this. I love people that you know, she says she's amazing in her own right, and it's beautiful how we have all these attributes, because not one of us is supposed to have all the answers. We're supposed to have an answer for our tribe, and then that person from that tribe can go to another tribe or join many tribes at once. There's no, it's you are, this is your journey. So Miss Beth, are you here, dear? Beth Williams. Easter's coming. And the thing is that we have got to allow ourselves to, death is change, okay? And change is death. And when you remove all the fears and things that go with it, it changes your perspective. And a shift in, a miracle is just a shift in perception. When you begin to change those things and allow yourself to move forward. Again, Beth Williams, are you here, dear? You know, if your name goes in the box and you're not here, I'm sorry. Oh, there you are, Beth. Yay! Okay, sweetheart, what would you like? You just won 7 minutes. Over the weekend, I had this beautiful chance to do a soul party, and in this case, it was the bunch of women got together, and it was a more of a woman party, but a soul party, and it was beautiful. Now, I sabotaged myself right in the beginning because, for whatever reason, I won't get into that. I poked myself in the eye with my mascara stick. I mean, literally, as I'm putting it on, all of a sudden I swear it would turn it. It's like somebody pushed my head in. I'm like, oh. So I had such an interesting time trying to see where contacts with that. You're welcome, Beth. We will do that. Relationships with family, how is that? There's something in particular they say they want to heal because you have that vulnerability personality when it comes to people in the family. And if that's true, then you may have an issue with eating. It's like you're fine on your own, but then when it's like you have to have something like, oh, for instance, like right before I have to get on the air, oh, gotta hurry up and eat something. Not sure why. And then if I go anywhere, the pattern is, oh, I gotta make sure I have something in my stomach. And it's for me, it's about that survival mechanism in my head. But between hopelessness and hatred. And so what pattern do you fall into when you're around family? There's a particular pattern, they said. Yes, hopelessness and hatred. Herself? No, she feels it. Oh, so when you're in the environment, you can feel certain people's emotions. Is that correct? Um, is that hurt? What age? Almost 3 years old. There's a party that becomes very pessimistic around these people. And they said the self-talk, you know, it's like you so because you're thinking positive, I'm an adult, and all of a sudden you're around certain people, and all of a sudden this old pattern of thinking just creeps in. You're sitting there and you have no clue you're doing it until afterwards, and you're like, oh my god, you know. And then you feel like you got, oh, I hate to say the scum on you. Literally, it's like the shower ain't gonna cut it. And what they're saying it is that signature of that person that really gets your goat. I mean, it's a goat, you know. I mean, just really, it's like they intentionally go out of their way to act and be a certain way, like false people. Does that make sense? Because it's really weird. All right, so let's look at this. They say that you need to heal. It's so weird because they say when you go into that space, you go into, what about me? And it's not your voice. I mean, well, it is. I don't know, but that's how they all act. Me. It's like it sounds like they said that it's like you spent years feeling awkward because it's like, oh, all I can say is the word is hyenas. Narcissist, yeah, yeah. And so you don't even know that their energies. You want to talk about controlling? These energies control your vulnerability because we are meant to be vulnerable to show our beautiful self, and it's not meant to be vulnerable where that you get hurt. It's to be that authenticity. And you lose your power. Why do you lose your power? Let's go back. When they 1.5, what's it about? You? At 1.5, everything was fine. You're indifferent. You didn't have any cares or concerns in the world. And then all of a sudden, somebody intentionally made you feel awkward. And it wasn't even said. Oh, that's disgusting. Um, okay, gotta be delicate about this. The story of me. Okay, so I had a family member on the male side, and that male had impure thoughts about me as a little girl. I felt that, I picked that up, which twanged in me to squirm, not want to be around. I felt bad, I felt dirty. I didn't understand all of it until I got as an adult. So the strangest part is how you can be around people. You can't be your authentic self because you feel like they rape you. Oh, I hate that word, but do you understand what I'm saying? And it literally feels like you have vampires in some of the areas where they just, it's like you went into the den, and it wasn't in the lion's den, it was just like, oh, you can feel, they are controlling, you can feel it. So what do you need to do? They said that you're going to keep projecting these people because your inner world needs to let go of pride. They controlled, you were controlled by pride. Okay, so it's okay to be proud of yourself, and then you could be so proud you get your feelings hurt. I need you to look that word up and look and look at different definitions, because there's going to be certain words that are going to jump out at you as you're familiar, and you're like, oh, and you're like, oh, and that's when they said that they want you to heal that, because that's the hook. Okay, so you can heal all yourself and be, so far from being too prideful. You do need to be proud of your work and what you present, but in this case, it is the hook to make you behave a certain way. And it's like your hook is to be awkward. And then once they can see that, then they're moving to the kill. So I see everything's fine, and then that hook happens, and then all of a sudden it's like you split right open like a gut pig, and all of a sudden they're feeding on you. It sounds so weird that they're using that extreme of an analogy. But what I would tell you is that you're going to need to release that emotion. Okay, notice how you know that one, and use energies like touching your third eye and your belly button. Push in and lift up at the same time, and hold those so that you can start training your aura, your central and your governing meridian, to hold that energy so that people can't gut you open. Now, in order for you to keep that so that you can't, you need to work on your third chakra in the front. You take your hand and you find your location of your third chakra, and if you bounce it around, like yours is way in. So there, you don't have the feeling, oh, so that's way out. Is that one, okay, is that way out? So you have to control how they control you, so it becomes very unbalanced. So whatever direction you feel, backwards and forwards, up and down, cleaning, clearing, opening, and when you're finished, you're going to eventually notice that the vortex is going to get bigger. There you go. I'm just sending energy. If you want, you can have it. If not, you don't have to. Use your imagination. There you go. Always end up doing clockwise. But if you feel like you couldn't remember, thank you, Spirit, for correcting my vortex into balance. There we go. See, now all of a sudden it's, I have no idea what that is. All of a sudden it's got words that say shut up. Ah, that's the next thing you're going to be looking at. So that's good. Okay. When you're in the middle of a lesson, don't lose yourself. Don't waste it. Just go, write notes, take it down, and then you use tools to resolve it, move to the next direction. And when you do that, then you start seeing miracles happen. Catherine Fisher, you're next, sweetheart. Somebody just entered the space. Little wheezing, little coughing, a little controlled by the environment. Ooh, I can feel that. They signed in earlier. I can feel them, but I can. Oh, that's terrible, Beth. They do the same to my daughter, which is, yeah, their blood family. Well, again, We don't want to be the victim. We don't want to blame. We need to stand on the cause side of it. And then we look in the world and we say, we accept it. We believe it. Okay. Therefore, we allow it. So if we were to back up and take the emotions off, understand more of what it is that we need to do. This is why I would do deep personal readings for you. And then you would heal each one. So then people, because your whole world will change out here. Because your inner world's changing. And that is one of the beauties. All right, Catherine, my love, what would you like? See, I came on today with wet hair because my hair was like, oh, I'm not cooperating. I said, all right, no control. Go for it. Let's see what happens. Wow. I don't think that's you, Catherine. Anyways, you won 7 minutes. When I jerk and move in that, it's the energy is flowing through me. There's a yes and there's a no. There's a finish. Let's continue. You learn how to communicate, and we're going to teach you all that too. You're welcome. All right. So, what's going on with the cranial and Catherine? Miss Catherine, are you the one that you're afraid of blood clots? Did you do the healings? Give me a feedback. I'm not going to start the button until I know. All right, now it's frozen. Oh, I wouldn't be surprised she's messing with my hair. Okay, cold, please. All right, hopefully the feedback will start again. It's right here. So it's the blood flowing in and out. How's the veins? Veins look good. How the contents of the blood. There's some toxins, medications, any of that stuff. Which one is it? Self-imposed limitations. The frequency of self-imposed limitations is affecting the way the blood is and the way that the communication is. So is this inherited? Yes, it's definitely an inherited thing. Everybody see that? You got one more here that sticks it out. Why do we care about that? I don't. It's how we can't help but to look out here and to it gets our attention. So external things get our attention and we lose the plot. Oh, do we? So is that true? Oh, she just said yes a little bit, but I got distracted. Yeah. Yes. So I'm going to call you, Miss Catherine, and turn this on. That'd be wonderful. Makes it so much easier for me.
Line in mode.
Line in mode. So we're getting connected. Why do we do what we do? Well, ask a criminal what was their motive. And then you'll find out why you do what you do. I don't know who that was for, but apparently it was for somebody. Because if you want to be motivated, simple as, yeah, I got junk I want removed. Oh, so then you're gonna end up painting your house because you got to paint again. It's, what's the motive? I think I have you, sweetheart. Get ready. Where's my little button? And okay, this time I touched the right one. Let's see what happens. Can I turn it up? Oh, wrong way.
Hello.
Hey, dear. So let me see.
Hello.
Yeah, to turn this up. Okay, everybody. So say hello again and see if you hear.
Hello.
Oh, that's better. Okay. All righty. So before I set the timer real quick, So tell me, my dear, so you said that you got to do some of the exercises but got distracted.
Yes, I have a lot of family issues right now.
Yeah, because so that's why it's a lot about you can't do self-care because you have to take care of everybody else.
There you go.
Okay.
You got it completely.
And they're saying that your soul took this upon you. Okay, so I'm going to start the timer now. Your soul took this upon you because you wanted to learn how to be humble in your soul contract, which is it's good of you, but at the same time, you learned at a very, very young age, at 1 year old, that you can't develop into you because a part of your soul says you need to look and see how you're supposed to service others, how to take care of others. And there was a part of your heart that goes, oh, that felt good that I could take care of somebody, which is not a problem, but it is when you sacrifice yourself.
Right.
Okay, so it's part of that give and take energy. So they're saying you know how to give, but do you know how to receive?
No.
Okay, and that is part of what your soul wants you to do. So if I said that I think I'm looking at your picture and I think I love that smile, would you be able to take that compliment?
No.
And that's what we have to look at. Because when the energy does not flow back and forth properly, then somebody's going to starve. Okay?
Right.
And since that's all we are is made of energy, they said you couldn't take a compliment because that made you look like you were too vain, too haughtiness, too important. So let me just ask, Spirit, is this part of the encoding or generation? No, you witnessed.
Right.
They said that you witnessed how somebody that you looked up to thought that, okay, so the example is, I remember walking through the house and somebody says, looking at my sister, oh my God, she looks like a slut because she put on a bikini. Now, just because she had a nice body didn't mean that she was a slut. But this person was so angry at her because she's being too stubborn and won't listen to me. Therefore, it was all right for her to say nasty things. But I was impressionable.
Right.
I walked through the house. Right. I heard it. And the next thing you know, I then now can't show my body because it's shameful.
Exactly.
So you weren't allowed to care about yourself, receive a compliment, because I keep hearing the word, it's wrong. So you were easily influenced into it.
Correct.
Okay, so then that would be something you would definitely need to resolve. And they said that, so you got to develop taking a compliment, which is the hardest thing to do. But it gets easier when you pull out the emotion. Now I'm looking because it's bouncing all over. I got to find out what is really going on here. So an active memory. We're looking at a particular active memory, 1 year old. They're saying that insecurity. So I'm going to ask Spirit, are you talking about something that good happened to her or something bad? So when did I'm waiting for them to draw a picture in my head. I don't think you would remember back then, but
no. 4 years old is about as far as I think I can remember.
Okay, so let me just check this out. They're saying other people's thoughts. You became very conscious, self-conscious of other people. Oh man, and they love to use words. And I think you're auditory, so that means that you heard in between the lines of what they were really saying, which really struck you and it hurt.
Right.
And so then that's what made you feel very insecure to be you, because these people were gossipers. These people were bitchers. These people, does that make sense?
Big time, yes.
Okay, so the last thing you want to do is have your finger pointed at you because they're doing it to that other person.
Right.
Oh, well, I could.
That's happened all my life, actually, but.
Okay, and why did it happen all your life? It's because you have the first seed, and you weren't, and your soul says, "Can you heal it?" And you didn't know at 1 year old that you could. And so, how many times is it going to take before you to learn that lesson? And that's when it becomes worse. It's always worse than the first. And then you're going to see another perspective on it. Does this make sense?
Yes.
So we'd want to remove that insecurity, which is, with your permission, can I just do that now?
Yes, please.
So we're going to start removing that first layer of that insecurity on her. And she will have to look at how she gets hurt when people speak. That's going to be your part of your lesson, is that notice how when people talk, it controls your world. So it's just much easier to comply. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right, so your hearing. The left ear, listen through your left ear real quick. Okay, and that means cover up your right. And I want you to hear how these people and their nasty little words, yes? Pick a person. Yes. Oh, there you go. I think you just got the person. Not going to name them. Mm-hmm. But, okay, so that's very strong. And give me a on the scale from 0 to 10. 10 being when you hear their words, does it hurt? Does it make you cringe? 10 is the worst. Ignore that. About a 6. It's about a 6?
But, yeah.
All right. So we're going to have, we're not going to do anything yet. I want you to cover up the other ear and listen through the one you just covered. I don't remember left or right. Just uncover one and cover the other. Now listen to that same person, same set of words. Listen to that ear. And what number is that one?
Yeah, that's higher. It's like an 8 or 9.
Yeah. That's so. What I'm going to have you do is I want you to feel that. Now notice in the body. Notice how. I mean, it's making me quiver inside my body. If I had the tremors, I'd have them right now. Okay, so we're going to tell your subconscious mind.
I also have blood rushing.
What's that, sweetheart?
I also have blood rushing through my.
See, this is where the blood issue is. Hear it? Okay. Good job.
Yeah, I have been.
So now what I want you to do is we're going to remove, transcend, and let it go. So we're just telling your subconscious mind to remove, transcend, and let it go. Now switch ears. Cover up the other one and listen. And we know that that one was like a 6. Is it still a 6, higher or lower?
I say about the same, but going down.
Good. That's what it should be. Ready? We're going to tell the subconscious mind, we're going to preserve all of those necessary learnings, put them in that special place where they all go. We're going to remove, transcend, let it go, let it go, let it go. And now we're going to switch ears. The one that was very high, what number is it now? Listen again. Go back to the beginning. Listen again.
Yeah, it's gone down to like a 7. So now,
and then we're just going to
6.5.
Remove, transcend, let it go, let it go, let it go. We're going to just tell the subconscious mind it's okay, just to pull it out. And I just feel like there's like seeds of doubt, seeds of crap, seeds. And we're going to ask the subconscious mind to go back to that little girl's age. Remove, transcend, let it go. And now you're going to switch ears. Tell me what number it is on that other side.
Closer to 3 or 4 now.
Very good. Remove, transcend, let it go, let it go. Switch ears. Can you hear anything?
That one's, yeah. I mean, that one's still higher than the other one.
Now notice you also have a picture with it.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what we're going to say. We're going to preserve all the positive learnings, remove, transcend, let it go, let it go. Let go of the picture, let go of the sound, let it all feelings go. Remove, transcend, let it go. Now switch ears. And what's the number that's not?
1.5.
All right. So now we're looking. Oh, okay, good. So we're just keywords. Remove, transcend, let it go, let it go. Switch to the other side. And this was her 5 side. What number is it now?
Yeah, definitely down and closer to the 3.
Okay. So now you're going to look straight up. As you are, keep that ear covered, look straight up. And I want you to smell that the bond is not really as strong as you would like it. Okay, but just smell what they said. Smell, just allow yourself to breathe in as you're hearing it. Remove, transcend, let it go, let it go, let it go. Now, I want you to look to the middle left and remember, remove, transcend, let it go, let it go, let it go. Switch ears now, and then you tell me if there's any number left.
Mm, not as much now. It's almost completely gone, but that was my left. My right one was the stronger one.
Right, so we're going to remove, transcend, let it go, let it go. And I'm going to ask Spirit where you want nothing. Okay, and now switch over. And this is the high side, the one that was, remember, was high. What's left?
I'm still hearing the rushing, but it's not as strong anymore.
All right, now listen to the words. Let's go back to just the memory. Is there anything left on the memory?
No, I feel more at peace now.
Okay, so the physical body.
We aren't yelling at me anymore.
Okay, the physical body takes time to go through and change all of its cells, and that's the 24,
Right.
48-hour process. The emotion aspect of it all, and the how we looked at it and heard it and how it was holding into it, is there any of that left at all?
I want to say yes, only because
You
the
can't
person that I believe it is still in my heart.
Okay, and the thing is that when I say let that, okay, so you want to hear that negative stuff?
No, I mean, her voice,
okay.
That's what I'm putting in the whole let it go.
So if I'm going to look at this, and the thing is that there's a fear of the major life change, and all we're doing is clearing it out of the system. The person does not have to leave you or hurt you or any of this stuff. You don't have to let that go. Oh, so they just said that in order for you to keep that love and bond, you are supposed to take that abuse. Is that true?
I believe so.
Okay, let me ask. Is there anything we can do right now?
She's no longer here, though.
But the question is that it goes to the heart that if I let this go completely, they're going to be completely dead to me. And it's not true. Okay? Yeah. And the thing is that in order for me to feel her, which I figured it was her, and I would, and but she's standing so far to the left of me, and she says she's afraid to speak. Even though she's talking to me, she's afraid to speak because she felt like she's damaged you.
Yeah.
Okay. So as I'm listening to the both of you, what I'm hearing is that we have to heal her heart, but she's not ready for that just yet, which is we're going to respect you on that. You'll either contact me again, make an appointment, or do another reading or something, but let the next 24, 48 hours, let that help your body, because that may end up changing a different perspective on you. And please pay attention to your dreams, because I feel like your mom wants to come talk to you in your dreams. Okay?
Okay.
All right. You did really good, honey.
Yeah, it's actually my grandma, but she raised me like a mom.
Yeah. Oh, very, very strong mother image here. Yeah. Very strong.
She's my mom's mother, so yeah.
Very strong.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, you did good. Thank you for calling in, babe.
Thank you.
All right, we'll talk to you later.
Of course. Thank
you. Bye. Bye. So, you never gonna know what you're gonna get when it comes to yes, I went over a little more. No big deal. So, the part is that why are there only a few people on tonight? Well, that's all right. It doesn't matter. The less people that are here, it's okay. And if you share it and move forward, and who can be here, who can't be here, it boils down to as far as those free readings. Well, I've done 2, but at the same time, I feel there's a part of those that are here. A card for you. It is a very strange energy today, which I don't know how to explain it. Now, see, Gwendolyn, what's interesting is I actually see a share button. And it's so funny because other people share and their buttons don't show. I'm going to pick this since there's only 4. All 4 of you are listening. Shout out. Say, I'm here. All 4 of you. And when I see it, I will give a card for all 4 of you. You'll get a card. Okay? Just because I'm going to honor you. And you're welcome, Catherine. I really appreciate that so much. You're amazing. Okay. Catherine, since we know you're here, you're going to get a card. She says, it says, don't take anything personally. Everyone lives in their own dream. Everyone lives in their own dream. All people live in their own dream, in their own mind. They are in a completely different world from the one we live in. And that is so true. So sometimes we get caught up into other people's dreams and it's not our own. And sometimes we believe that we have to be a certain way in order to be in somebody else's dreams. And I'm telling you that it's important to find your true authenticity. Miss Gwendolyn. I had an Aunt Gwen. She passed. No, my Aunt Gwen was ever called Gwendolyn or Gwen. Isn't that funny? But we don't know. Oh, somebody just on the other side drew a card. This one. Speak with integrity. Be impeccable with your word. Say only what you mean. Avoid using the word to speak against yourself or to gossip about others. So, use the power of your word in the direction of truth and love. So no deprecating. If you have a habit of deprecating, give yourself a rubber band, put it around your wrist, and do rewards and punishment. So you have to train yourself what self-deprecation means. And when you do it, you need to snap your wrist, ow, and then you need to kiss it, go, woo, reward and punishment, because you caught it after the fact. You have got to really train yourself, that program. No, I don't need to do that. I mean, and then you can really begin to dig into why you would even consider to do that to yourself. Trina. Oh, love and light to you, dear. I'm not sure what that was about. Wow. Stop. Okay. It says release the need to be right. When you believe something, you assume you are right, and you may even destroy relationships in order to defend your position. So let go of the need to defend your position. My ex had a terrible time with that. It was so much more important to be right than wrong, or to be kind. And it was very much a vicious cycle because he couldn't live beyond his own comfort zone and own bubble. When you know you're right and they are wrong, the point is that it's like arguing with a stupid person. You're gonna lower yourself down to that level. So don't do it. Learn to just walk away, get your power back, and heal that twang that makes you think that you have to. And when you're in this business, let me tell you something. When you're in this business, you begin to let go of those people that you have to prove yourself, or you have to be right, or show them how you're right, because they love to argue. Or there's people that love to always be right. You have to unhook yourself from these people and line yourself up with people that inspire you, empower you, if that makes any sense. All right, so I got Gwendolyn, Catherine, Trina, Amy. There we are. Miss Amy. They gave me this one, just handed it to me. I don't know who handed it to me. They didn't even pick, they just gave it to me. Be yourself around others. Oh, they just showed me how you hide. And when you begin to hide in such a way, it says the biggest assumption that humans make is that everyone sees life the way we do. We assume that others think the way we think, feel the way we feel, judge the way we judge, and abuse the way we abuse. We are afraid to be ourselves around others because we think ourselves will judge us, victimize us, abuse us, and blame us as we do ourselves. So that self-deprecation, your inner world creates your outer world. And it's so important to be yourself around others. So you have to learn to live your dream and not everybody else's. You need to be able to speak your integrity about your dream and not and don't have to lose yourself. And when you are standing in who you are, you won't have to be right. You just have to be authentic. And the last card is that when you do that, you learn to be more yourself, and it becomes a very healthier, stronger way of being, if that makes any sense. Oops, I didn't mean to pin that comment. That's silly. Now remember, when you say that's more like him than me, they are an aspect of your soul. Okay, and it's not that's you as much as that is what you're seeing. So if this is a if this person needs to be right, it goes into, you still need to be kind to yourself. You still need to be in alignment with yourself and find what's true for you. Because when you find your truth, then you don't have to sit there and have to be right with what's right and wrong. Find your truth. Find what's right for you. When you find it, it doesn't matter about anybody else, because all of a sudden you're like, oh, that is right for me. This isn't right for me. That relationship's right for me. This relationship's not right for me. And it's learning to find you. I like chocolate versus vanilla. It's learning to be right with you and not your ego, not with anybody else, not with your aspect. And then, yeah, I'll give you one too, because we have a running theme here. One more. And two more. This one's for, that one's for Lenny. So, Lenore, you're going to get a card, but you have to wait until I give one to Lindy. Oh! Flew up. Be impeccable with your word. Cultivate faith. To have great faith is to have great power, because your intent, your will is undivided. When your word isn't dissipated by doubt, the power of your word becomes even stronger. So if you do have doubt, heal it out. And having that faith, like I have the faith that I can do this, because it's a knowing that this is me. And I don't have to have doubt. Now, when I do get doubt, it's because I'm picking other people up that have doubt. Or I have an off day because I can feel when I'm disconnected. Miss Lenore, your card says, always do your best. Take your life and enjoy it. You are alive, so take your life and enjoy it. You were born with the right to be happy, to love, and to share your love, just to be. Take a risk and enjoy your life. It's all that matters. Yeah, and you have faith in yourself. I have the faith that, and it's amazing what we can put our faith into. Love or fear. And if you can put your faith in love, and you can put your faith that that you can feel the difference, and you can begin to make better choices. Like I always say, please, do I have to choose that emotion to create this reality? No. And even when you feel all those energies controlling you, you still don't have to become victim to it. You can say, where am I in this? And then you can start having faith about what avenue you're supposed to develop while you still have that energy. And normally I tell you you have to share in order to get your name in the box. I tell you to hit like or love to get a card. But for some reason, Spirit says, please look at that last line. And I have. It says, my daughter's name is Sarah. Is there anything you can do to tell me what that, it's like something's hanging, something's missing. I don't even know what that means. I can tell you a lot of things, but where is she? Is she missing? Because when you have a statement, because you can draw a card, you can do whatever is important, but there's something there that is on such a deeper level. Because how do we look at that? We're playing out all of these things all the time. There's a part of you that maybe feels that she's worshiping something she shouldn't. A person, I believe. Maybe said my voice text is terrible. All right, well, what was it you're going to ask? Because you have my attention. For whatever reason, you have my attention. Because I feel like it's supposed to be a small group for a particular reason. If you can answer in a few minutes, there you go. My daughter's in a nursing home and she can't speak or move. That's why she feels like she's missing. And your son just passed away. What in the world happened? What in the world happened? Because maybe that's what I'm being drawn to. Oh, the other side of control is fear of losing control. They're showing me that you just feel like you're falling and you're floating and you just have no footing left, and that's for you. Okay, so Sarah was in a car wreck 2 years ago. Okay. They try to tell me she's brain dead, but she communicates with me. She comes to me in my dreams as well. So, great choice. All right, so what does she say to you in your dreams? Because I'm just going to ask if, I'm just going to ask your spirit to just share with me a few things about that. So that's a trapped resonance. Hold on, we're going to find it. Where's it at? Locate it for me. Okay. It's not up there. Oh. Okay. So your daughter's running an active memory. So the question that you're asking, is she in the body? Not that I can see. The vessel is a vessel. Does she still have a silver cord? I think a part of her does not know how to let go because the world consciousness, what about it? Uncertainty. I'm asking because what I hear is I don't really want to be here. And it's like, okay, you don't want to be here because you don't know how to connect that body? Sort of, but that's not it. What about it? You have an active memory. Try the active memory again, please. uncertain. The active memory is uncertain. Is it a particular emotion? How old is she? So she replaying that accident? No, just prior, just prior, just prior. Um, okay, so Sarah hit a telephone pole at 80 miles an hour without a seatbelt, and her son overdosed. He had very hard time dealing with the loss of a sister, and you say your son. So he died of overdose. She died in a car accident, and started. Oh wow, it's hard to. Okay, she said it's hard for me to remember, but I see her at home with me, and she's speaking, but she's in a wheelchair. All right, so hold on, let me think here. So please come forward. You're going to go back to this. Ask them. Okay, active memory, uncertainty, particular age is how old was she? Did she make it to 22? I can't tell if it's her older self now or younger. Because your future self didn't come to me. So I started a group called Sarah Warrior Tribe where I do videos, and I did a video of the nursing home. She has stopped me because they do horrible things, and I had things on tape. Oh my gosh. She's 27. Okay. So this thing with your mom, that's part of her life purpose. Okay. Okay, all right, go back. Active memory, uncertainty. This is yours at age 22. Tell me more. Something about being around arrogant people. Something about in the family. You're unclear. You're unclear of what to do. Wait, are you unclear of what to do? No, you're clear in what you want to do. Your mom is unclear of what to do. Well, be aware of that. What do I need to know about that? She's unclear what to do. And that's, did you send her here? Oh, of course you did. Okay. She says that she wants you to return to love. She says the life choice, okay, the card that she just gave me said, life is a choice, a series of choices, choose love. She says there's a part of you that has really so focused on this particular adventure with the nursing home. Oh, wow. Did her baby's father have something to do with her accident? She told me if something happened to her that it would be his fault. He has custody of the children now. He's keeping me away and says horrible things about her. Oh, wow. Okay, Nikki. Oh, she's flooding me with negative thoughts here. She says, in order for you to get to that next part of your life with the grandkids and all this, is to begin to heal the pain and the hatred. All right, so I guess, okay, we're gonna go back to what we said. At age 22, you're around arrogant people. You kept drawing to you, not you, her. She kept drawing to you, or to herself, that she had to be helpless, the helplessness. That was part of her soul's contract, is that she had to become helpless. And because she became helpless, it was part of that contract, and so she had to carry that out. It was part of, you had said that, your soul contract. But my mother don't get this. She has to be the warrior for me. Because of what? Is it because that you said it would be his fault? So, um, you're so hurt. I mean, it hurts your pride that they're doing this such disrespectfully to your daughter. It's hardening you. It's covering up your heart. Well, she says, and she's been trying to contact you, and to let you know that this is not just crippling um, you; it's crippling her because of the relationship. You're not able to communicate in the way that she really wants to communicate. Um, anyway, okay. So, what else do you want to say? Um, the son, the brother's here, and it's not like they say. He, she's acting as if she's already there. Really, he hasn't. Oh, so is he earthbound? Yes. So he hasn't gone to the light? No, because he's stuck in limbo? No, he's by the body. And but she's not there. Whoa, okay. She says that her mind is free. And she gets to see things that she never saw before. She gets to see how she chose to be helpless, and she also began to do the life review through the people that. Okay, so say it, Jenna. Like for instance, if she hurt somebody, then she had to look through their eyes in order to see how they took it. Okay, we're always playing either side of the role. Tread lightly. Aw. She says, I wish I would have told you more often how much I loved you. She says, believe it or not, you were my rock. And she tells me, she says, I pushed her away because I had a hard lesson to learn. Oh my goodness, she lost. Okay, so this is Nikki people. She isolated herself about 8 months, lost my job. There was 22 when she got with it. Around 51. Oh. So that's when the life started to, okay. Oh, I bet you do, Nikki. Okay, hold on. She says I miss my grandchildren. So tell me more about this 22. So you said 22. Are you ready to hear more? She had to experience the, oh my God, the shocks of how much damage control does. She goes, this was part of my karma. This was part of what I chose. I needed to I chose this. I needed to learn all these aspects. And so I ended up having people that were very lofty around me. And I literally felt no control. All right. But that's because you were something about relationship with family. Did you run from it? So there was something in the family she didn't like. She ran from it. But then she ended up having to face it worse than the first, meaning she didn't learn a lesson from wherever it was, had to have it with this other person. And it created damage in her head. Well, it's called a hammer hurt. It's when you have such a shock, it leaves a mark, and then the corresponding body part. In this case, her inner world created her outer world of being in trapped pattern, and she knew it. And she couldn't take that anymore. She just kind of, she found a quick exit. I'm so sorry to say that. So she needed to not be in the physical form because there was a part of it. She said the exit door didn't come until after. So she needed to get out of this illusion because she mentally and emotionally just couldn't cope, couldn't fathom the idea of just one more tolerance of this day. And the loop that she said she got herself stuck in was just so devastating. She says, I just felt like I was in a bad movie 24/7. Oh, frontal lobe injury. Okay, see, you can't create reality anymore. Frontal lobe, if that's where lobotomies are done, she says, I did believe it was part of her karma. Identity was about to pay off to be in the situation she is. Yeah, she says it was just, it's so contrary. She says, but see, okay, she stopped. Okay, the frontal lobe. This is how we create reality. And if there is any damage in the frontal lobe, then we can't really create our realities. When they did lobotomies, they would take and say, oh, that'll stop them from feeling. But it also stopped them from being able to get that feeling to take care of themselves. And so then people started to just die away because they didn't know how to function to take care of themselves. But this active memory that she's doing, yeah, I'll do that for you. With your permission, she's asked me if I can just do healing, and she says I just need to release this particular emotion. Well, which emotion are you referring to, honey? Of insecurity. So you don't want to carry this in the next life. No, she doesn't want to carry this in the next life. So do I have permission from you because you're still the survivor? She said that's exactly how she would talk too. She told me that she didn't want to be alive anymore. Repeatedly. Oh, that's what she definitely let me know. The wheezing, so that's a life port machine. That's why I'm having this particular weird thing. Okay. Who, her or you? You. Interaction. She says she can't feel the interaction with the environment anymore. She says her brother needs to be helped sent to the light. Well, how about, oh, okay, so she wants the healing so that she can help release, so you both can go at the same time? No, the active memory needs to be cleared so that you can help your brother. No, tell me more about this active memory. Good goodness gracious, uncertainty. Yours? Yes, this is your active memory. Look great, she needs clarity. You need clarity, she says. At age 22, she had such uncertainty of the environment that she was living in that she had to leave. This was her, what's the word, atrocity? Is that what you just said to me? The physiology, she just felt like physiology, she could not, had the coping skills. There was something about not having, she just felt she was going insane every day. What would cause this? The uncertainty. Oh, the emotion uncertainty is causing it. So, oh, see, she's got it like, yeah. So uncertainty is actually your block from, okay, so from moving, and it plagues my mother. It just keeps going around, the uncertainty. Okay, does any of this make sense? Okay. They don't treat, oh, they don't clean or treat properly. Yeah. All right, so clear it. Okay, just a minute. So we have to ask for the active memory, the uncertainty, and insecurity, all three. So you feeling the uncertainty and the insecurity at the same time? No, just okay, just don't touch my throat. Feeling the uncertainty, the active memory, insecurity. uncertainty, insecurity. Oh, you didn't know whose was whose. Okay, active memory, insecurity. Now we're going back a little bit further. God, she was very much picking up the environment from people all the time. She did not have any protection around her, so she picked up all of these frequencies, and they were like when that's too high of a frequency, you have children that are born with oh, I don't know, I can't remember what it's called. But anyways, she didn't. Oh, it really messed with her. And brother too. Got it. Okay. Oh, yeah. She said, "Thank you, Mom." And so then we're just going to ask for Saint Michael to come in with the pillar of white light. We're going to ask. There you go. Those two together, and he has to release his bond. All right. So releasing the karmic bond. The karmic bond. Oh, because you're not going to leave. You're going to help her, but you're not going to leave with that. Okay, so that's all right. Okay, so clearing the energy cords so that those two can communicate because they're at two different frequencies. There you go. He's beginning to hear her now. He doesn't see her dead anymore. Still unclear. They're hugging and embracing. She just took two. I'm sorry. She just took the tubes out of that etheric part of her body. She's coming to you right now, and she feels this energy cord. She says, if you feel like you want me to demonstrate it? I don't know if anybody ever played the egg game with you. Imagine that you had an egg, and they cracked it on your head, and then they went like this, and you could feel it. Because she says she goes, that's what she's trying to do is to comb your hair. She's trying to get you to feel the presence. The cord between you two is golden and white, which means that you're going to be able to feel her love stronger now without losing your shit. She wants you to return the love so much because they are so not waste of your time anymore. The children, you wait, you get yourself returned the love, and then that energy will come back to you. Instead of pushing it away, it then will start to come to you. And then Spirit says, if you stay connected with your higher self, clear those negatives out, you're going to be able to hear the ideas of how Spirit gets you to communicate with his grandchildren, and it'll be on a better, healthier terms, and it'll be with more grace and ease instead of force and effort. Oh, she was very in love with her first baby's front. She's don't worry about that. It's not in. I'm going to read all the rest of this later. Oh, she has cradle tap very badly, and I noticed you brushing. Yeah, lots of things happening. Oh, she says I wasn't supposed to have any more children. They said that she wouldn't be, or yeah, be. They said I couldn't, and then I got pregnant, and it was a very hard pregnancy. It was always my miracle. Yes, see, this makes a lot of sense of the energy, but now that the energies are balanced and I can feel both of them have gone to that particular light of that energy field, they're not trapped, they're not hooked, they're not in pain, they're not none of that. And they says make room for Easter dinner, and because they're able to come in that vibrational frequency. And did you play? Well, I'm sure you did. Hide the Easter eggs or something? Or did you like the little chocolate candy? You're going to see colored wrappers. All I can hear is colored wrappers, and you're probably going to see colored wrappers that are going to be in the most interesting places, and you're wondering how they got there. Oh, did I help you? Oh, thank God. I was hoping that I did. And you didn't feel like I would, But anyways, the color. Oh, what is she doing? Um, oh, we have to get what? Left side, mother. Mother. Listen, mother. Listen, what do you want her to know? Stop falling for those tricks of those other people. She says they fuck with you. Stop it. It's like as soon as you agree to it, it's like all of a sudden all your life force just you feed them. She says, "Stop it." She says, "Listen." She says, "Listen, listen." She says, "You have an active memory too. Yours came in at 4. Where are you going?" And then it's repulsive energy. So when people that you have magnetically repulsed from instead of compatibility, she says you got an internal alarm system. There's a party that don't take bullshit, but you also physically get sick. Is that true? Do you get physically sick sometimes when you're around certain things? Like it's like an allergy, your body will respond because she said that. Uh, oh, they already know you're going to be taken care of because they're going to take care of you. Trust me. They couldn't, the position that they were in before, they could not. Oh, see, there's something about Easter. I knew right in the beginning. Okay, you didn't get on until the end, so that was it. Okay, she said, seriously, when I went to bury my son, I saw an Easter bunny, but by where we picked the grave, a little lime green. See, it's about the colors. It's about this Easter. It's about um. She had to follow them all. Yeah, I didn't say half the things that she said. He's quiet. He's in the state of going, wait a minute. He had no idea that he was stuck in an earthbound state. So he's foggy headed. I don't know how else to explain that. But they'll both come right, don't worry. And then they'll be in your space. Um all right, well, Nikki, if you need to begin to heal some stuff, you can set up an appointment with me and we can begin to take and listen to while your soul wants to heal layers. Boom, 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 boom. And they'll be here to help guide because they're the ones that give me all the answers. Your loved ones, angels, the creator that all that is. And people have moved mountains. Yeah, well now he says she's they them over there said that as soon as the energy frequency his consciousness begins to adjust because all he did was remember that last moment of oh my god the shock and which didn't help him because then when he began to OD he was in that moment of bliss of happiness and the problem is that his one memory of oh my god seemed to control the whole aspect of whether he functioned or not. And so when he passed, he was still stuck in to that frequency of the sister. So he stayed there and he didn't want to go anywhere. He's just doing this like he's starting to notice that he's more conscious. He's a conscious being. He doesn't have to be controlled by that either. Wow. I will be looking forward to reading this. My love to you. I got to get off the air now, but I understand why Spirit whittled everything down so that me and you had just this particular time together. And I honor Spirit. I honor you. So thank you very much for this opportunity. I'm thankful that we were able to communicate and you heard me through your spirit. And I'm just going to send you Really? Okay. A dozen angels, 2 of them are going to be by your side, but it's like you have forgotten the will to be able to walk tall and to walk with your feet. And they said that they just, they can't help unless you let them in. So she says, well, there's one thing she says. So I have to figure out what content she sees, because it's kind of funny because you never wanted me to talk about things that were spiritual to other people. You said that they think I was crazy. Yeah. We just got to help you raise the vibrations, take it to the next level, and find your tribe so that you don't have to be doing this because you're born and now you need to continue to live and grow, okay? You're welcome, Nikki. So again, the kids are there. You'll have a clear head soon. You're going to have a wonderful Easter dinner or Easter, whatever it is you do. Just know you're loved and you're crowned, because I wondered why I put this on today. And it was that you're going to be totally protected. You have your angels there. Set up a candle and for 21 days, say thank you to them and let them help you, call them in, let them help you to transform some of this emotions and stuff. And again, I'm here to help too. Just you can set up an appointment. The pricing and everything is on my fan page. Okay, they got to go. You just went like a whirlwind. Everything will fall into place, and then just trust it. Anything else you want to say? I'm making my lips flap, and I'm not sure what I'm saying. Okay, love you very much, all of you, and please, 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 I will see you tomorrow night, but stay blessed.